right, over the last 8 seasons, Jon Taffer has taken a chance on bars across the country to give them another shot of success. And this season, he is pouring up another round of jaw-dropping transformations and serving up even more tough love.
How many drinks have you had today, Joe?
I had 4 doubles.
4 doubles. And a couple of shots.
1 shot.
This man is losing his house, folks. He has enough money to make it 2 more months, right, Joe?
Yes.
You're in debt $200,000. And your answer? 5 doubles. Are you that much of an idiot, Joe?
No, I'm a very smart guy.
Because your wife is begging you to sober up and save your house.
She should have been behind the bar. She should teach the bartenders how to bartend.
And you should do nothing but drink.
I was cooking.
And you weren't cooking, you were sitting here drinking.
I was on break.
I didn't know owners took breaks. Take a good sip.
Oh, man.
Right, and listen, if that
I broke out in a sweat watching that. It's like, whew.
And if that didn't do it for you at home, get a load of this. Joining us this morning with what we can expect for season 9 of Bar Rescue is the no-nonsense host and executive director, Jon
Hi,
Taffer. Welcome to
Star.
the
Hey,
Good
Chris.
morning.
Good to be here. That was just a day at the office
I
for
see
me. This is
that.
a nice,
Listen.
mellow day.
You know, since you've walked in the studio, you seem like such a sweetheart. You're
Yeah.
a guy from Great Neck.
I am a sweetheart.
Yeah.
You know, when you look at that story, that gentleman had 5 double cocktails before I got there, and it was 8:30 at night.
Wow.
His wife is sitting there. They're losing their home. His 2 sons are sitting there. So it's a real responsibility to come into that situation. His wife is counting on me. His kids are counting. So it gets ugly.
Right.
At the end, I got probably my biggest hugs ever from him.
Wow. No, you needed to rattle that cage, and you did in a big way.
Yeah.
I love
All right,
that.
so speaking of that, can you guesstimate in your head how many bars you've rescued over the years so far?
Well, we've done about 230 episodes of Bar Rescue. So that's 230 bars. We've done a couple twice, but that's a lot of bars. They're starting to blend together, to tell you the truth.
I heard only, 3 or 4 that you weren't able to follow through on?
That we walked out on.
You walked out on, right?
Not because I couldn't rescue them,
Right.
but because I didn't want to rescue them.
Oh.
One had a violent reputation with his employees. Another one was violating the law. It was a business I didn't want to perpetuate.
sure.
And in those situations,
Right.
we walk out.
Clearly makes sense.
No, that's right. And so if I grew up on the show. I was just telling you, we're not going to throw my age out there, but, I just remember all these moments, exciting to sit down and watch it, and we're rolling up on a new season, and I have to ask, what can we expect? What can we expect in this new season?
You know, last season, COVID, people had a pretty good excuse, right, to not be successful. This year, revenues are up in my business, right? Restaurants are packed, but employees are hard to get and keep, costs are higher. So the opportunity is there. No more excuses.
Right.
So this is a very aggressive season. They need to step up now.
Yeah.
Pandemic is over.
Yep.
The business is out there. Let's go get it.
Get to business.
Over the years that you've been doing this, and I'm sure there are a couple that at least stand out, some of the most successful ones are the ones that you feel proudest about that you were able to turn around.
Operation Puerto Rico is probably my favorite.
Oh, really?
That was after Hurricane Maria.
Oh, yeah, sure.
I went down to Louisa and I rescued a bar, a baseball field, a basketball court, and a community center.
Wow.
That one has always meant the most to me over the years. But when we did Superstorm Sandy, we did Far Rockaway here in New York.
Yeah, right.
That one meant very, very much to me.
sure.
That family was successful, and Mother Nature took their business away from them.
Right. It wasn't even something they did, right?
Yep. So these hurricane episodes mean a lot to me.
Yeah, I love that.
So not just here in the States,
No,
we
no,
are
no,
talking around the world.
Right.
And so, once you leave these businesses and we've rescued them, do you continue to, stick with these families, stick with these peoples, these bar owners afterwards and do any type of mentoring or anything?
Up to them. I'm
really?
not going to push myself into their lives, but they know how to reach me. Now, I'd say 20%, 30% do. We keep in touch, and we become friends, and I support their charities, and they support mine and such. Some just go off on their own afterwards, but that's their choice. I respect that.
Now, you've had a lot of stars on the show, too, and in particular, a couple of football players as well.
A couple NFL players this season. I don't want to let too much out of the bag.
Okay.
A couple of wrestlers. Then Maria Menounos, who's one of my dearest friends, came on, did recon for me
I worked
again.
with her over at NBC. Maybe.
She's one of my favorite spies. So the first time Maria did an episode for me, she got sick from the food.
Oh, boy.
Almost threw up from her drink, and she looked at me and said, "This is the end of our friendship." But I've gotten her back 4 more times.
Oops, that'll leave a mark. Yeah,
I love that. And so, we've heard about, going over to Puerto Rico. Is there anywhere else next on your list that you would like to see yourself going, or a destination that you would like to, get there and help make any new rescues?
I love to go to places where people have been hurt. Flood areas, hurricane areas. Right now, Ohio. might be a great area to go to.
Absolutely.
If there's a bar, I can rescue there.
Yeah.
So we're very responsive to those things, and we realign our production schedules to be able to seize those, because that's the ultimate reward, is when you can help somebody to that level.
Now, you started back as a manager in the Troubadour, which is a famous place in West Hollywood, back in the late 70s. Give us a little idea of what that experience must have been like.
So when I ran the Troubadour, Fear, Black Flag, Adamant, the Dead Kennedys, those are all the bands playing in the Troubadour.
I'll tell you about those later, Ann.
Please
Showing
do.
our age now, Chris.
Exactly.
But, that was an era in the Troubadour, and at the end of that era, the Knack and the new wave music started to come in.
Went from punk to new wave, right?
But Troubadour is a very famous venue. Elton John, Jackson Brown, and many, many stars started in Troubadour. So it was an honor to be in that environment back then when I was young.
So for you, moving forward from that, where did it steer you, and why, actually, out of that experience?
So, in the Troubadour, I started my own consulting firm here in New York. And one day I was giving a speech in Las Vegas, and somebody came up to me and said, "You should be on TV." So I went and I wrote something up called On the Rocks originally. And I went to Paramount, who I had worked with as a consultant for Bubba Gump Shrimp Company.
Oh, Bubba Gump, yes.
And they looked at me and they said, "You'll never be on TV, forget it."
Okay.
So I went and I made my own scissor reel, brought it back, and sure enough, 12 years later, I'm not only on TV, but I'm on Paramount.
There you go.
So I learned a really important lesson, Chris. The only person who can say no to me is me.
I like that philosophy.
I like that.
In terms of your intensity, is this who you always were, or did you find as you started doing this more and more, that's how you got the reaction, that's how you got the motivation going for people?
It's almost taking a 30-day project and compressing it into 4 days. I become a raving maniac. There's a clock ticking in my head every second. I don't have time for you to get on board. You got to get on board now. So it creates this pressure. But it's me. It's just me in a high-pressure situation.
Right. Jon, thanks so much for taking some of your busy time and spending it with us today.
Yes.
Good luck in this next season. We look forward to that. Look at that smile. I can't believe it.
Good
I
to
was
see you.
ready to yell at me, come in here. I was
Of
going to be,
course.
having to cower back. Bar Rescue returns February 26th at 10 Eastern, 9 Central on Paramount Network. Jon, thanks again.